The first Outer Worlds seemed like it flew under most people's radars when it first released, but to those who played, it felt like it was a great return to form for Obsidian Entertainment. 6 years after the first game's release, we finally have a sequel with Outer Worlds 2. So, how does this game improve on what made the first game so well received? Join us here at Game8 as we check out The Outer Worlds 2. The Outer Worlds 2 takes us back to a galaxy still strangled by unchecked capitalism, where everything and anyone can be bought at the right price. Instead of slowly easing you into this world, the game wastes no time in throwing you into the action and begins with you and your team being sent to the system of Arcadia. And you are tasked with infiltrating a large space facility in hopes of finding information on how to stop these strange anomalies known as rifts from appearing. Much like any story that starts this way, things go awry and your character ends up getting placed in hibernation, only to wake up 10 years later. In those 10 years, much about the universe has changed, and your character must now adapt to this new world filled with conflicting factions, while also continuing their mission of stopping the rift anomalies that plague the Arcadia system. This timeskip makes it easier to feed players some much needed exposition as you get to learn alongside your character all the new things that have changed in the 10 years that have passed. You won't be facing this changed galaxy alone though, as you'll be able to recruit a colorful cast of allies along the way. What really stands out though is how much more alive these companions feel compared to the first game's roster. While they still follow familiar systems like companionship quests, loyalty perks, and dynamic banter, their personalities this time around are far more nuanced and expressive, which makes getting to know these companions so much more engaging. As you continue your mission, you will be faced with many decisions that can affect certain events down the line. Obsidian Entertainment are masters of making RPGs where each of your choices truly matters, and The Outer Worlds 2 features even more of these thought-provoking choices. Everything from the background you pick to even small dialogue choices you choose could have a big impact on how you play through the game. Speaking of choices, these also apply to how you build your character, as there are many ways to tailor your abilities and skills to fit your playstyle. While the game retains most of the mechanics that were introduced in the first game, like its engaging combat and interconnected world building, Outer Worlds 2 improves much of what was found in the first game by adding more ways to flesh out your character and build. After customizing the look of your character, you are then able to choose their background as well as what starting skills they are good at. You know, standard RPG stuff. The game features 6 different backgrounds that all change the way your character can react to the world around them. We took the Renegade background, which is all about the live for yourself type life, and it even gives you special dialogue choices to match your personality. You'll have to carefully pick which background you want your character to have, as you will be stuck with it during your entire playthrough. The thing is that some backgrounds give you access to information that other backgrounds do not have access to. Like when our Renegade character walks up to a blackboard and it says that only characters with the professor background can understand it. This encourages players to try out multiple playthroughs, as picking a different background could open up different opportunities that you wouldn't have gotten in your other playthrough. Another way to customize your build are your chosen traits and skills. Compared to the first game, which only had 7 skills to choose from, The Outer Worlds 2 expands this to 12 different skills to make it easier for players to fine-tune the way they want to play. These skills range from more offensive skills like guns and melee to more utility skills like hacking and lockpicking. We chose to focus on guns and speech to truly fit the renegade vibe we were going for with our character. As for traits, you are also able to choose 1 or 2 positive traits for your character to have. There are a total of 10 traits for you to pick for your character, and all give positive benefits that will help you throughout the game. An example of the traits is Brilliant, which allows you to choose a 3rd skill to upgrade in the initial character customization section, and it even unlocks special outcomes to certain quests. Or you can also go with Lucky, which increases your critical chance and also makes it so that you have access to random outcomes as well. You also do have to be careful when picking your traits, and if you do decide to pick a second trait, you must pick one out of the 3 negative traits to balance everything out. These negative traits could range from limiting the amount of skills you can learn to even lowering your max HP. It's also worth noting that once you finish the tutorial, you won't have any way of respecing your character and will be stuck with those traits the entire game. So choose those traits wisely. As you play through the game, you will also come across a returning mechanic called flaws. And boy, did they really improve on this mechanic from the last game. You are able to obtain flaws by repeatedly doing certain actions in the game, and it comes with some benefits as well as disadvantages. You are even given a flaw at the start of the game if you choose to get the deluxe edition of the game, which makes buying things from vendors 15% cheaper, but you get a minus 10% in value when you try to sell the items. Talk about cheeky. We feel that this mechanic is great, as choosing certain flaws that match with your build may outweigh any of the negatives that come with the flaws. The game features so many moving parts and mechanics that, unfortunately, it does come at the cost of a few bugs here and there. While not deal-breaking, there are notable ones like dialogue overlapping or repeating, to even meshes and textures not loading properly, which does take a few points off the experience. The good thing though is that these can be easily fixed in upcoming patches, and the overall gameplay loop is engaging enough for us to forego these minor issues. Visually speaking, the game retains much of its vibrant art direction from the first game. The world of Outer Worlds 2 is filled with places that have been taken over by the many different factions in the game, and all bring their own unique aesthetic to these places. Locations that are overtaken by the mega corporations are filled with holographic signs and advertisements, which fills the world with a sense of wonder. The worlds of the Arcadia system are vast and diverse, which makes exploring them so much fun. This attention to detail also applies to the many characters you meet in the game. Your companions all stand out, and their designs fit well with the factions they represent. The same can also be said of the many factions, as well as the more notable people that make up each group too. The audio also deserves some praise, as it feels like this aspect also received a lot of care when making them. The voice acting all sounds believable, which truly draws you in and makes you interested in the many characters you meet.
Damn it! I never wanted to talk about this. I wanted to just leave it alone.
Combine that with the beauteous ambience of a corporate war and the satisfying clicks of your space-age weaponry, all of which elevate the experience of living in space consumed by capitalism. With its compelling character writing and interconnected stories, to a fun and customizable gameplay experience that never gets dull, The Outer Worlds 2 is another great example of how to make a sequel that improves every aspect of its predecessor. That's why we here at Game8 are giving The Outer Worlds 2 a 90 out of 100. So, what do you guys think of The Outer Worlds 2? Does it truly improve everything from the first game? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, like and subscribe for more gaming related content. This has been Game8, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Although the cost may be high,